Not every black person is a descendant of slaves.
Correct.
Some are mixed race. Some are able to prove that. But I think more importantly, we should ask the question, have we spent a lot of money on the black community the last 50 years? And if so, has it worked?
It's a good question because, I mean, obviously there are certain communities in Black America that...
And that's my whole perspective on this. And it really frustrates me to say this.
All right, well, good afternoon. Been a long-time fan, but...
Thank you. Just talk right into the mic if you can, please.
Oh, okay. The topic I want to discuss with you today is, it's on reparations, but more so why there's a bias towards Black Americans when it comes to reparations. Now, I understand that no Black American alive has ever been a slave. I acknowledge that. However, sorry. The point I wanted to make is that reparations have been given to other ethnic groups, Asian Americans for their incarceration during World War II, Native Hawaiians. Sorry, I wrote it all down.
So if you guys don't know what this debate about, I think we all know what this is about. We've actually done a lot of videos like this. It's about reparations towards the black community. Y'all know how I think about this, and I'm going to explain it more as the video progresses. But let's hear him out. Let's see what he has to say about this. Here we go.
But even former slave owners, specifically the ones in the North that had to give up their slaves, they were compensated for former slaves. However, why is it that when it comes to Black people receiving reparations, there seems to be a lot of pushback to the point where now, now it's almost laughable to even think about Black people getting reparations for something in the past?
Well, for any of those examples, was there intergenerational reparations given?
No.
So they're not necessarily applicable, right? So those were the actual people that received it because a wrong was done to them.
Correct.
We're talking about something 150 years removed. And also, not every black person is a descendant of slaves.
Correct.
Some are mixed race. Some are able to prove that. But I think more importantly, we should ask the question, have we spent a lot of money on the black community the last 50 years? And if so, has it worked?
It's a good question because, I mean, obviously there are certain communities in Black America that are not so great.
And that's my whole perspective on this. And it really frustrates me to say this. If you guys don't know me, y'all probably do. I have a master's degree in electrical engineering. I just graduated like 2 weeks ago with a master's. And it was hard. It was very hard. I'm not going to lie. It was very, very difficult. But in my classes, there weren't many black students. And I go to a black college. Or when I say a black college, I mean the college is majority black. Not meaning that it only accepts black people. But it's majority black. And there weren't many black students in a master's degree electrical engineering class. The reason I'm bringing that up is because engineering in general is one of the highest paying fields. But when you look around, only about 5% of engineers are even black. If you look at doctors, less than 10% of doctors in America, physicians are black. Less than 10% of PhD students are black. Less than a lot of CEOs are black. We aren't going into accountants. We aren't going into a lot of these higher paying fields. And the reason we're doing that is because of our culture. We just don't go into them. Going to college to be an accountant in black culture is not cool. Going to college to be an engineer in black culture is not cool. Not saying it's not done. It's just not what the culture pushes. It pushes streaming. It pushes sports. It pushes entertainment, and that's what it is. And because of that, we just aren't the highest paying we aren't the highest paying people on average. We don't go into trades that much either. We aren't going into these things. So let's say you do give the black culture reparations. More than likely, do you think they're going to use them to... First of all, I don't even know how you can financially give 13 million people a sustainable or a substantial reparation without it crashing the United States economy. Nonetheless, let's act like money doesn't exist and we can just give everyone $100,000 who's African American. You give 13 million people $100,000. This will probably just be spent on clothes and shoes because that's what we've been spending them on. I'm not trying to have a stereotype. That's just what we spend our money on. We don't go into these fields. And we've been given resources, and we just don't use said resources to go into higher paying things for substantial and long lasting change. But let me know what you guys think. Let's continue this.
You know, some of the traumas and problems they have are of their own making. I acknowledge that. Thankfully, I was raised away from all that, 2 loving parents. But
And that's the greatest thing that you are, one of the, if not the greatest. And that's my hope for every child, black, white, or Asian, to have 2 parents. That is a ticket to success. Please continue.
But the example I wanted to use was the 2 Tulsa survivors. They tried to, they're aged, over 100 years old. They've tried to sue the Oklahoma government for reparations for their lost property. And they were actually denied reparations. And to me, when I read about that, because to me that was kind of the test to see, like, okay, they say reparations shouldn't go to people who weren't directly affected. Well, here we have 2 people who were directly affected, who were there, and they were still denied reparations. So to me, that kind of confirmed that it was never about who was directly affected or not. To me, it just sounds like there's a bias towards Black Americans.
Okay, I don't know about that instance. I'll look into it. But more broadly, I do want to just repeat the point, and something to think about, you don't have to answer it, that we've spent trillions of dollars on trying to improve the well-being of Black Americans since the 1960s. And actually, Black America is poorer per capita and on average in relation to other groups than it was in the 1960s. So I would argue it's actually not a resource or a money thing. It's a values thing. And the values, unfortunately, that are predominantly in the Black community right now are quasi-suicidal.
Fair point. But yeah, basically I just wanted you to, I didn't know if I was going to change your mind, but it's something I wanted you to think about.
I'll research the example that you gave, and thank you for watching our content and being a supporter.
Definitely.
Would you like a hat?
Signed hat?
Thank you, yes.
Bro, Charlie Kirk is 100% right on this, and a lot of people don't talk about it because they don't want to hurt people's feelings, but he's right. He's really, really right. Like, we just don't value certain things. I'm not saying we don't value anything, because obviously that's not true. The Black community values a lot of things. It's just when it comes to finances and marriage and a nuclear household and college or trade or a career, a 40-year-long career, it's not a super popular thing worldwide for Black culture. It's just not. I don't even know if it is for other cultures, but I'm just speaking about Black culture. It's just not a thing. And if we did that, we would just be in a better financial position. Until we do that, we won't be in a better financial position, and that's just the truth. But nonetheless, let me know what you guys think about this. My name is LFR Jojo, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.